What y'all up to? Did y'all already read the patch notes for today? Like I was saying, you know, I'm normally not all like zesty about the patch notes for Save the World, but this one's not bad. February 16th, 2021, Homebase status report. Quick little recap. War Games is changing. You're going to be able to get Fall in Love Ranger from the store. There's a new quest line coming out where Val helps Major Oswald. You're going to be able to scoop her up from the quest line. Major Oswald will be showing up on the 27th as well. If you like Warcry, be sure to scoop him up. If not, put him in the collection book. Other than that, crafting materials now stack to 1,000 rather than 200. And it looks like Twine Peaks is getting a complete redo where at the highest level of Twine Peaks, you're only going to be getting the highest level materials, weapons, and traps, and they're going to be phasing out all of the low rarity ones up until that point. From there, crowd controlling effects are now going directly after jail builders. Your traps are only going to be effective for the first 5 uses against the same husk. Against different husks, they'll be effective for the longevity of the trap. All husks are going to be doing less damage to your structures now. Normal attacks, bombs, propanes, projectiles, lobbers will all now be doing less damage to your base as they got a big nerf. Speaking of nerfs, nurses no longer stack healing. That's right, no matter how many nurses are around, they will only be healing for the amount of 1 nurse. Extraterrestrial Hero did get some changes. War Games still doing War Games thing. Song of Love is coming back on the 27th, as well as Dashing Hawk. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be your February 16th, 2021 home base status report by the Fortnite team Commanders. Starting February 21st, 2021 at 7 p.m., turn on the charm with Dashing Hawk and the love song Bow. Beginning the week on the 27th, bring the Valor in the new Save the World quest line to unlock Homebase's own Major Oswald. That's right, Oswald is now coming to save the world. We're going to check that out in just a little bit. The husks won't stand a chance. Be sure to read up on the quality of life and crowd control changes that were made in this week's update. Homebase status report initiate. Once again, coming on the 21st, you got Dashing Hawk, who looks better than he plays. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a lefty-righty hero. 37.5% is the chance on both the primary and the secondary. If you got him in your support, he's going to stun for 2 seconds. If you have him as a main, stun for 2 seconds. Additionally, you're going to be increasing that damage by 100% to those stunned targets. Woo! For anybody out there who likes lefty righty, I'm sure that's right up your alley. Still needs a couple more perks to make it usable in my limited hero slot items. Now, if Epic wanted to come out with more hero slots, maybe like they did with the cosmetics, then we're going to be in the zone. I can run all kinds of crazy builds: lefty, righty, commando, shockwave, war cry. I mean, every ability on there I would use. So if you're looking forward to that, it's coming out on the 21st. Same with the love song Bow. This thing right here. What does it do? Well, it plays them a song of love during Valentine's Day. It makes the husks love struck with the song. Keep the bow drawn past max charge and it will fire an arrow that stuns the target for 10 seconds. Here's the caveat. Any weapon damage will break this effect. Wah, wah. And it does not affect bosses. World's tiniest violin right here. All right, next up, you got some War Games. Invasion. If you've been around for a while, you know War Games has been around for a while. Invasion, just like it sounds. Aryans. You got it. I believe in you. All right, so Extraterrestrial Rio did have some changes last week. They didn't tell you about it. Boom, here's the information you wanted to know. Standard perk, Commander perk. 20% more damage while shields are at least 50, or 60% energy damage increase when shields are at least above 50. So word on the streets, that's pretty good, especially if you're using it with the zap. I haven't tried it yet, but I saw the video. Pew! The fire time on zap is super slow. So all right, here's where things get interesting, at least for me. Now, a few important messages from Major's desk. Commanders, fall in. Seems the storm has done a number on those pesky nurses, and they no longer stack their healing powers on husks. That's going to be really, really good for people who run endurances. I'm not sure what storm genius thought this was a good idea in the first place, but it seems they've come to their senses. They heal husks at the same rate regardless of how many nurses are there. Moving on, in the higher levels of Twine Peaks, the husks seem to be dealing less damage to our structures with their attacks, bombs, projectiles, and every other thing they decide to throw at your base. Ooh, it's so good. Come on. Propane tanks, normal attacks, lobbers. Oh my goodness. Dude, I'm so glad to hear that. That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, moving on, it says, finally, reports are showing that our crowd controlling effects aren't quite as potent. Looks like we'll be able to keep them under control for the first 5 effects before they become immune to our tactical shenanigans. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You got 5, the first 5 effects from your traps are going to be the most effective, and it looks like they're going to become immune. So I guess this is what they were talking about when they're trying to take stabs at the jail build. I personally don't care how people play the game, you know, as long as you're enjoying it and it doesn't affect my gameplay, I don't care. So I mean, let me know how that's working. It sounds like that's an intentional jab towards the jail builds. I could care less. So let me know if that's actually working. This applies to stuns, knockbacks, freezes, tar traps, and all that jazz that makes the husks dance. Lucky for us, our commanders are packing some serious firepower and should be able to control them long enough to have them eliminated. Having to eliminate them. All right, so Major Oswald has dropped some serious facts right there for us. That's kind of crazy. So nurses got a huge nerf. It looks like our base structures got a big buff, and it looks like they went after jail builds. Yo, what's up, Tyler? How's it going, my man? Let's go ahead and move on from Major Oswald over to Clip's Corner. Let's talk crafting. Commanders, I've made some breakthroughs with trap crafting material, and higher tier traps no longer require increased resources when crafting. This means that legendary items will now cost less. That means that legendary items will now cost the same to craft as common ones. You hear that? So no matter whether you got a really weak trap or you got a legendary trap, the resources cost the same. That's good. That's good. Very universal. Let's go ahead and move on from there. So this change will also provide us with some higher level materials while exploring Twine Peaks, especially at the higher power levels. Those sweet 5-star materials will be found more often, while 4-star will drop less often. This also means that quartz and crystals all around, all over my body. All right, let's go ahead and roll forward. Finally, I've done some scavenging of my own. Wait a minute, does that mean you actually played the game? Stop it. So finally I decided to boot up the game, and I noticed that we were picking up low rarity weapons and traps in the top end of Twine Peaks. Who needs them at that level anyways? Less commons, more rares. There you go. So weapons, traps, and materials at the higher levels of Twine are going to be only high level material. That's pretty cool. Common weapon and trap drops will be phased out in early Canny Valley. Uncommon will be phased out in early Twine, and rare traps and weapons will be phased out in mid Twine. As they are phased out, the rate of higher rarity weapons and traps will be increased. Don't need them? Fuck them. Break them down and get those sweet high tier materials. Music to my ears. You tell them, Clip. You tell them with your vulgar words. One of the side effects of being a business wolf is wolf-like efficiency. We've had some changes in the research and development and discovered some new inventory efficiencies. With these advantages, crafting ingredients now stack up to 999 rather than 200. Director Riggs, out. Business Wolf, out. There we go. All right, coming on February 27th, show the Husks your valor with a new quest line. Bring the Valor. Major Oswald loses his cool on February 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Help him rediscover his inner soldier and recruit him to join your fight against the Horde. Major Oswald joins the fight. Standard perk, Command Presence. Commander perk, Command Presence Plus. Warcry now will snare enemies within its range by 30%, and that's for both of them, okay? Additionally, affected enemies of the Warcry will take 25% increased damage. There you go. There you go. If you're feeling some Major Oswald action, boom, he is up for grabs. Available from the Valor questline on the 27th is Val, who, as you can see, is rocking a pistol which is bigger than her shoulders to head. But seriously, that gun is, if you were to lower that down to the top of her head and the top of the gun, it's bigger than her head, neck, shoulders, and probably goes all the way down to her breastises. Just saying. Val reporting for duty. If anyone can get through to Major, it's his favorite student, Val. Fight through the Valor questline to unlock Homebase's favorite bruiser on February 27th. And moving on from there, bring the pain with Fall in Love, Ranger Jonesy. Fuel for the Fallen. Ladies and gentlemen, this perk is fucking dope. I use this in a lot of my builds. Go scoop that shit up. Eliminations restore energy over 3 seconds. I've never used him as a commander, but it's great to have in your party. Moving on from there, oh, he's going to be available over in the event store. So all you have to do is scoop him up. It's like, what, 2,800 gold or something? Let's see, available in the event shop. Next up, you got Quantum Countdown in the War Games. Unstable bomb is teleporting around your base. Husks are drawn to its energy, trying to destroy it. Quickly adapt to protect its new location. Does anybody do those? And then, of course, if you haven't already, Machinist Amina. She's so meana. I did not scoop her up yet. If I did, it would probably be just for the V-Bucks and this one right here, and I'd probably put her in the collection book. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be your February 16th, 2021 home base status report.